Hello and welcome to the Breaking Bitcoin Market Update. It's Thursday, June 3rd, 2021. My apologies. Welcome one and all to the most happening 2 hours in crypto podcasting anywhere on the internet. Of course, proud to bring you some of the finest TA, crypto entertainment news, so much more on an everyday basis. We're back, and well, apparently so is Bitcoin. Bitcoin tapping 39.5 overnight, and here we are breaking through on the daily baseline.
What's that bottom feeder target?
Yeah, bottom feeder target I think is currently at what, 40 and a half, something like that.
40,313.
Yep. All right. Yep. One of our proprietary strategies, I guess, fired a signal signaling for, well, scooping up a potential bottom on Bitcoin. Looks like it's following through. We are so close to hitting that take profit. Of course,
much closer to take profit than entry. So.
Yep. Of course, the let's introduce the mind, the man, partially responsible for bringing you the bottom feeder indicator. We have lead analyst Alex with us here this afternoon. Alex, how are you doing?
I'm well, thank you. Can you believe they wanted to call it bottom finder? And I was like, no. That just doesn't have the right ring to it.
Certainly not.
Yeah, that's pretty bottom finder.
Yeah.
It's like a shitty generic superhero.
The bottom finder is also, I think it's too
Justice Man.
I think it overstates what it does. Like, man, this thing finds bottoms. Like, no. I mean, it finds some bottoms. It feeds on bottoms. It's
Feeds off the bottom.
Yeah. It's like just a little
I
nibble.
agree.
Little nibble.
Indeed.
Well, we've gotten three nibbles in a row, and through back testing, usually when you get three in a row, it plays out more often than not. So.
All right, guys. Of course, today is Thursday. We had the Wednesday mentoring session yesterday. We had to wrap the show a little early in order to accommodate that. But today we're going to go the full 2 hours. How did the mentorship session go yesterday, Alex? I mean, I think you did a bang up job walking us through. Was it chapter 11 or chapter 12 of Jesse Stein's book?
We skipped chapter 11 because chapter 11 was a summary of the previous chapters, and what we had done was summarize the previous chapters already. So I didn't want to summarize the summary; it just kind of seemed pointless. So we answered some member questions about back testing, initiators, and a few other just general trading related questions, and then we launched into chapter 12. Which Jesse Stein actually goes over individual trades that he took during this period where he made like 1,400% in like 28 months or something like that on a series of extremely great trades. And so you can see where he got in, where he got out, what his reasoning was, what the fundamentals were, what the technicals were. Of course, he can do all this because he kept a trading journal at the time, so you can glance back and you can kind of see what his reasoning was and get a better sense of how he puts the strategy into practice, the one that he's told us about.
Yeah, it was very insightful, and a lot to take away from that. And it goes to show you, good record keeping, good accounting is very.
That's one of the most understated things that we could even talk about, man. Is you have to have impeccable record keeping if you're going to do this for a living. It's just an absolute must.
Yeah, our particular our journals that we keep here, and of course the signals that you guys post. They do a bang up job of kind of noting the rationale behind every post. Good to reference.
Yeah, for me especially, I don't know if any of you guys out there are like me, but like I'm very good with pictures and looking at things and remembering, and the way that the journal saves it is a link to each chart that I've taken. So at the end of the month, I'll go back through there and look at all those, look at the winners, look at the losers, and then I can kind of, in my mind, when those situations come up again, I can be like, oh, this didn't work out, or this did, and then I can kind of even filter down my signals more, right? So it's so beneficial.
Yeah, very, very trick how it, of course, even goes as far as saving your chart view. Indeed, very novel approach. But let's get into it, guys. You know how this next 2 hours is going to unfold. We're going to, of course, go from this intro into the news before we get into an analysis of the majors brought to you by Alex. Second hour, of course, is where we will field your questions. The AMA portion of the show will go down there, so stand by for that. All right, let me just make a quick adjustment here. This should help a touch. Sometime got to get those audio levels dialed in just right. Yesterday I was coming in a little low. Alex was coming in a little high. And I think I've smoothed out the difference for today. Feedback is always welcome.
I almost never do, but I happened to rewatch yesterday's show. And man, I was just so annoyingly loud compared to everybody else. I had to turn down my TV. It was awful. I mean, even more annoyingly loud than I already am. So sorry about yesterday, guys.
Yeah, my apologies for that, guys. It relates to my microphone volume kind of floating around every time I start OBS, but I think we're good from here on out. Audio levels look good, so let's get right into it. Let's do a quick scan of my personal watch list today, brought to you by some of the CC indicators. Bitcoin, like I said earlier, we did wick up as high as 39,480, and today's candle looking good, breaking through the baseline. If we get to close anything like this, we're closing above the baseline. Minx finally breaking out above zero, and WADA has the earliest signs of flipping bullish. You wonder, is this going to be a bull trap ahead, or are we going to wander up from here in the month of June in order to test some resistance levels closer to 43, 45? At the moment, we have one take profit target up here, courtesy of the bottom feeder signal that we got a couple days ago. And I guess there's not much more to say on that. I'm sure our analysts are not going to recommend FOMOing into anything here. But of course, this was kind of in the cards, a test up before potentially another leg down.
Literally shot for shot what we've been saying for the last week and a half. So, like, if you've been here, you've hopefully been on the right side of this, right?
That's for sure. I think the challenging part was not to FOMO. I do think, there was a markedly different tone in the crypto Twitterverse, in the general chat. We went from absolute fear, it's over, the bull market's done, let's get out, to suddenly an about face, where people think that this is now the moment to FOMO. Why didn't you buy 30K is what a lot of people were thinking. Oh my god, we're breaking out, I should be in this. Seems to be a popular sentiment right now, guys. I think we should take it a little slow. I do think we have we're going to be ranging for likely a few more weeks if I were to put my best guess on it. So, gentlemen, anybody with that FOMO tickling, try to hang on. I don't think this is it yet. But it is notable that this is the first day that will likely close above the baseline, the very first day since the dramatic and ever so epic sell-off that we had back. Can't believe it was the 12th of May, but indeed it was. About 3 weeks ago, we had, one hell of a cascade down. Let's see how today plays out with this first close above the baseline. Here's a look at Ethereum. Interestingly enough, Ethereum not quite above the baseline yet. Tested as high as 2,900-ish earlier today. Minx finally poking its head out above zero, but not much to say or do here. Wonder if Ethereum will take another stab up. 3,000 seems to be big resistance.
I would consider it to be like basically above resistance.
Let's take another look. Like maybe marginal.
If you look at the middle section as a fake out, and then the two other highs as the actual resistance, the two other highs down there, those are lows. You look at the lows, highs. Yep, right on.
Yep, and now we're above that. Yeah, I see what you're saying. Again, this is why you're the analyst, and I'm just a pundit here. But I don't know. I'm not too sure if this is longable quite yet. But I feel you. Let's keep going. EOS, not much to say or do here. Let's see here, Doge. What did Doge do overnight? Doge, of course, putting in a strong, let's see, the last 3 days has moved up about 20%. Currently stuck in the Keltner channel. Seems to have, well, maybe the early signs of a rejection. Makes firmly in the green zone, though. Makes you wonder what's going to come next. There's a quick look at Doge. Link looking a bit like Bitcoin, clearing the baseline. Currently at $32. Not much more to say, guys. Let's see here. XRP, $1.04. Stuck within the Keltner channel. Don't have a lot here to say either. DOT. Here's DOT. Another coin clearing the baseline and starting to turn up. $27 DOT after hitting a high of about $28.60 earlier today. DOT may be ready for a long signal sometime this week. We'll see. How about this? Kusama
took a long on DOT yesterday.
Oh, no kidding. Right on. Yeah. Okay, good to know. We're in it now, eh?
Yesterday I took DOT and ZIL. ZIL already hit TP1, which is one of the top bubbles today, and then DOT's currently up, so we're getting close to TP1.
All right, right on. Yeah, that's right. You use a different baseline. You use the 13, right? Yeah. Makes sense. I can see why. Must have turned up pretty good, but yeah, Kusama looking decently strong. Out of all the picks, go figure. Kusama at $467. This, of course, after wicking down to a low of $159 just a couple weeks ago. What a rebound. Kusama is rebounding. Well, probably one of the hardest coins, I think, to have rebounded during this whole meltdown. Kusama very well looking longable at this point, assuming, well, at least maybe to a trip up to test, you know, the $500 range, maybe up here where it topped out previously, say around 560. Yeah, not bad. Here's a look at Kusama. MATIC. Yes, MATIC stuck below the baseline. Mostly sideways, nothing really going on at MATIC. Has some of the euphoria around MATIC faded? That is the question. Let's have a look. BNB. Hey, BNB turning up pretty good today too. Above the baseline, currently at $418. WADA's not quite there yet. But yeah, another coin starting to recover a bit. Uni looking a bit like this too. $28 Uni presently. Yeah, things are turning up, but not much volume behind most of these moves. DFI, not much going on there. Here's Cardano. Damn. Cardano making support, and
we're in Cardano as well.
Yeah, all right, we are in Cardano as well. I can see why. In fact, even Minx is printing a 100% legit long signal today if it closes anything like this. Yeah, I can see why you are in Cardano. Looking pretty strong. Maybe it's going to make its next move up. Here's a look at AMC. $54. What a gnarly wick. Today's price action has been up and down. Today's price action went as low as, wow, 40% retracement in today's wick. Top to bottom. And if we were to measure from the top of yesterday's wick, from the very tippy top of yesterday's price action, which went to $72, to the bottom of today's wick, nearly a 50% retracement from the very top yesterday. AMC absolutely on fire. Funny enough, I was online yesterday in a certain chat room, not really crypto related, and somebody out of the blue comes in there and he's like, "Yo, everybody, hurry up and buy AMC." And I was like, "Man, are you sure about this advice? I don't know if this is good trending advice for all the people in this room." And they're like, no, buy AMC for sure. I'm like, well, what about buying Bitcoin? And they're like, Bitcoin? My dad buys Bitcoin. That's for boomers. Buy AMC. So there you have it, guys. Don't be a boomer sucker. Be a Zoomer whiz kid investor. Buy AMC. This isn't trading advice, of course. But
I will say this: I strive to be dumb enough to make money in this fucking bull market. I hope to God that I can be dumb enough to make Dogecoin money or GME money or Shiba Inu money. I made some Akita Inu money, but that was more luck than sheer dumbness.
Yeah, every dog has its day, I suppose.
And you want to be dumb enough to sell the top. Or smart enough to sell the top, though.
That was hollow.
Trying to sell the time.
That was hollow chain for me.
All right. Well, there is a recap of some of the hottest markets I like to keep my eye on. Let's dive into the next segment. Here we go. Here's a look at bubbles today. Alts are in the green and some decent movers today. Filecoin up 25%, currently at $88. Not too shabby.
It's really amazing. I picked up some. I picked up some Filecoin. I picked up that. I picked up some ICP. I mentioned that on the show yesterday. Those are all doing pretty well right now. And we put on a THETA trade yesterday for the members. That's doing well. Jason put on a ZIL trade. That's up there. I should have hit ALGO, but it wasn't on my radar for whatever reason.
Yeah, that's what I call bobbing for apples, sticking your head down on these underwater tokens and trying to pick out some gems.
Honestly, it's been rocky for the past couple weeks because the markets have been so choppy. So it's nice to get some good trending signals that are actually going our way and get like grip on the markets again.
Yeah, that's for sure. It has been a relatively choppy last few weeks, so it's nice to see some of the oscillators reset and things preparing to maybe trend again.
From the gains, it's hard to go from the gains that we were making in like March and February and April to having it just like a choppy sideways market. It's like traumatizing in some sort of way.
Well, this is I guess where you sell in May, go away, enjoy part of your summer. Try not to trying to get too dragged down in the choppiness of the current market conditions. All right, let's take a look. GRT, Groot, yes, the graph, it's up nearly 20% today. 18.5% up. Kasama, yes, we've looked at Kasama, big gains, up 13% according to Bubbles today. Yes, Algo rounding out some of the top gainers on Bubbles. Algo up nearly 20%. Not too bad. We got the likes of TFUEL up 12%. HBAR making a run for it today, up 10%. DOT. We have Pirate Chain up another 10% today. THETA up 14%. ZIL up 13%. And a host of others all up at least single digits. Not a bad day in the alt space. All right, there is your brief look at Bubbles. I hope some people's alt bags are looking a little more refreshed today than they were just a week or two ago. Let's get into the next segment, and it's going to be news, guys. We're going to get into your comments in the live chat in just a few minutes. In the meantime, let's see what we have in store for today's news. All right, the latest Bloomberg crypto outlook says that Bitcoin is unlikely to sustain below 20,000, but should be on track to hit 100,000. All right, so the Forbes crypto analysts apparently...
That really leaves an extremely wide net. Like, to stay under 20K, like any scenario could play out, right? But I do agree with in the sense that we could get a test to the teens, like I was talking to you about earlier, test to the teens and get continuation up to 100K by the end of the year. I think that's absolutely doable.
Yeah, you know what? Honestly, this particular Bloomberg analyst, whoever they are, I guess I could find, it's a tweet shared by Bloomberg's chief commodity strategist, Mike McGlone. Okay, he's frequently sounding off on Bitcoin. Honestly, his thoughts mirror a lot what I think we're saying here, which is brace for maybe a test of 19.9, maybe even lower. We could invect on the higher time scale, wick down there, and still make it out by the end of the year around 100K. I wouldn't put it past Bitcoin.
And keeping the trend, keeping the bullish trend above. Like if you look at 100 time frames, like I was looking at the 3 and 6 month, we could get a wick down into the teens and still sustain the upward trend. So it's not out of this world to believe that we could get a trip to the teens real quick. I don't believe it'll trade down there very long. It'll be one of those opportunities that'll probably never pop up again. But
yeah, hence I think the way he worded this, which is unlikely to sustain below 20K. Yeah, I can't imagine it would be down there for too long. It would certainly be where I look to buy hard. Of course, I got a few limit orders set on Bybit. Like I said yesterday, 19K, 25K. Yeah, I wouldn't mind grabbing some of that dip. Something tells me it's not going to be down there for very long. Of course, a lot of people are going to be shaken to their core when we do slip into the teens again. Yep, that's one way to really capitulate certain players in the market. Let's see what he's citing here. Diminishing supply and substantial cash flows. This particular document mentions that one of the major reasons for potential continuation of Bitcoin's rise is its diminishing supply and large amounts of both retail and institutional money that have been flowing into Bitcoin this year. Although full adoption is still far away, Bitcoin's choice to, of course, pick Bitcoin but then dump it again, blah blah blah, suspension of these payments. Yep, it has been a wild year for Bitcoin for a lot of different reasons, but let me know what you guys think in the chat. You think we'll see both 20,000, the teens, and 100,000 Bitcoin this year? Let us know what you think. All right, everybody's favorite libertarian is up next. Ron Paul wants Bitcoin totally legalized in order to compete with the dollar and let the people decide. All right, I mean, this is rather fanciful here. I really don't think Bitcoin is by any means any kind of competitor to the US dollar. Completely different thing here, but let's see what Ron Paul has to say. Former U.S. Congressman Ron Paul says that he wants to legalize the dollar's competition, including Bitcoin, and let the people decide which money to use, not the government. Freedom of choice will sort it out, he said. What a naive libertarian, but let's see what he has to say. Of course, he was a former presidential candidate, discussed Bitcoin as an alternative asset class in an interview with the Kitco News' Michelle McCory on Wednesday. Of course, blah, blah, blah. He's all of these things and more. And he's got, of course, what's known as a provocative opinion analysis to breaking issues, yada, yada, yada. When he asked about his Bitcoin views, Paul said that he knows a lot more about precious metals being money than crypto. But he says, I was fascinated with it for a long time, but I'm also fascinated with what's coming. So he added that the people ought to have as much freedom as possible to have these choices. He then describes a bill introduced in Congress to not only audit the Fed, but also get rid of the legal tender laws. He explained that currently the government will not allow anything to compete with the dollar on the national level, elaborating, my goal is to legalize competition and have the people sort it out. Freedom of choice is what is it. All right, so not much else to add to this. I do want to hurry the news along here. He says, I think the dollar is going to be around, but it's not going to be worth much. All right. Well, Ron Paul, famous gold bug talking points about what you'd expect. It's nice that even gentlemen at his age willing to check out Bitcoin. You know, willing to let some of their gold bug opinions potentially spill over to crypto, such as Bitcoin. Next up, bullish for Bitcoin asks this article from Crypto Potato. Miners and hodlers refuse to sell as stablecoin supply ratio hits its lowest. Bitcoin could be heading towards a significant price boost, at least according to several on-chain features. Miners have ceased disposing of their coins, and so have long-term hodlers. At the same time, the stablecoin supply ratio has dropped substantially lately. All right, so here's some info from Crypto Quant. It talks about all miners to exchanges flow. Yes, miners, you can see we're selling hard into the price rise we had earlier this year. You can see a major miner outflows to exchanges here in February. And yeah, they even sold a bit into the dip, but they've since pulled back. Of course, miners like selling into strength, into markets ready to absorb the selling pressure, and I guess these aren't the conditions for them. Nonetheless, let's see here. This was the case earlier this year. Bitcoin finally breached 40,000. Let's see here. Other reports exemplified the sell-offs, which led to an immediate market correction. More recent on-chain data suggests miners have stopped selling. According to CryptoQuant, miners have disposed of large portions in mid-May during the latest market crash, but they're currently holding their Bitcoins. All right, so the selling pressure from the miners has pulled back. Is this the reprieve the markets need to continue the recovery? Something similar is evident from long-term Bitcoin hodlers. Using data from Glassnodes, this particular analyst outlined that hodlers selling pressure is at the lowest it's been since November. He believes such investors are unwilling to sell at the price now. Yeah, I think
I'm just so tired of people spinning giant narratives from Glassnode's data.
I don't know. I do think there's something to it, right? I do think, you can identify.
Remember how at the top they were like, oh, look at the amount of on-exchange Bitcoin. It's at an all-time low. We're just going to keep going. Look at the Glassnode's data, guys. You remember that the entire time? Like, I don't see it. I just don't see, markets are weak. I don't know how helpful most of this Glassnode's data is. Because it sure seemed like we got an awful lot of exchange inflows all of a sudden,
I wouldn't classify as actionable data, but this does maybe help, maybe provide some comfort in terms of anyone bracing for further decline in the price. And I do think this does observe something in the market, which is that there are never sell permanent hodlers in the Bitcoin space. And as the pressure mounted for the selling, certain people, I guess, there's a limit to how much selling you can find, and the hodlers will not sell at any price, at least none in this cycle. So now that we've declined, I guess what I'm saying is the hodlers, they're steadfast. We're taking this to 100K plus, and the selling pressure is declining. And here is a look at the stablecoin supply ratio heading new lows. Another metric that could have a direct impact on Bitcoin's price is the stablecoin supply ratio. It means that once the SSR is low, the amount of stablecoins sitting on exchanges far supersedes that of Bitcoin, indicating there's way more buying power ready to flow into Bitcoin and other crypto. CryptoQuant further informed us that the SSR has been hitting consecutive all-time lows for a week. Yes, so I guess the USDT, the stablecoins are accumulating in the whale counts. How long until they deploy it? That is the question. There's ever fewer Bitcoins on the order books, and a gigantic truckload of stablecoin fiat just accumulating, waiting to gobble up some BTC. What will it take to deploy all that fiat? Maybe a trip down to the 20s or even below. All right, let's get into this next one. This is kind of recapping something we mentioned yesterday. We talked about Coinbase Pro allowing Dogecoin deposits. Well, Dogecoin officially began trading on Coinbase Pro marketplace. Doge USD order book is now full trading mode. Limit, market, and stop orders are now all available. All right, any Dogecoin hodlers in here? Are you preparing to move some of your Doge to Coinbase Pro? Well, it's available now. Governments will stop Bitcoin, says CIO of Europe's second largest asset manager. So during a press conference today, Pascal Blanque, Chief Investment Officer at Amundi, said that governments and regulators will stop the music for Bitcoin, according to Reuters. Blanque believes that Bitcoin's only legacy will be accelerating the adoption of central bank digital currencies. Bitcoin will be remembered. This is a quote from him. Bitcoin will be remembered for pushing central banks to adopt digital money. The executive also dismissed the top cryptocurrency as a farce, while warning about market bubbles. In March, Blanc mentioned that there would be something left from crypto, but also took note of the bubbling times. All right, so this made some waves because, again, I think this is the second largest asset manager in Europe. He isn't a nobody, but it is your typical boomer take, not really comprehending Bitcoin, and of course taking some stabs at it. Of course, all of these boomers come out of the woodwork. Following a giant correction, this is a great time to dunk on Bitcoin and tell them, well, this is this isn't going to stay around. It's only a matter of time until governments and regulators stop the music on Bitcoin. I'm not sure how much he actually knows about Bitcoin, but I think it'll be exceedingly difficult for the government to shut down a Bitcoin.
Shut off the internet.
I have to shut off the internet, but then again, we haven't actually gone into an all-out warfare.
Maybe Bitcoin wouldn't die forever, but it would certainly make it really hard for the rest of us to make money on it. And that's what concerns me. Like, maybe Bitcoin would live, but how am I going to make a living? I trade this stuff.
Yeah, if they shut down the on and off ramps, it would become extremely difficult. But would you be able to do that in an international fashion? Also, there's a lot of stakeholders who are already, a lot of big players already involved in Bitcoin. I think we are just too far out. We've it's the point of no return. We've already passed it. We've made our bed with Bitcoin internationally, financially. This, I think, is just the way a boomer thinks about crypto, but I think it's here to stay. Finally, Bitcoin's hash rate is nearing all-time highs again. That's right. Not only have the miners stopped selling, well, they've stepped on the gas in terms of their mining output. Let's see. There was, of course, a drop earlier due to the Chinese crackdown. There was also, of course, the Iranian temporary ban on Bitcoin mining in order to address blackouts. Well, apparently, hash rate has come right back online. It's at all-time highs. Yes, mining activity is back. Not much more to say here. And we already covered this story. How are we doing on time? Perfect. We're pretty much exactly where I want to be to get into the next segment. And this is going to be your comments, everybody. Let's get into the live chat. Let's see who's with us today. Let's expand out the chat window and quickly holler to all our loyal audience. Let's see who's with us first this afternoon. We have BFlow coming in live on YouTube, writing first. David Rice writing third. No, Dave Rice, I think you were second, but shout outs to Dave Rice. Jordan Stotts, welcome Jordan. Electric is here as well. Let's see here. Alex1233 on DLive running well. Nitin Soki on YouTube. Hi guys. I see your request. Stand by for that. Dan writes, been a while, gents. Well, I guess it has been. Says great track. I'm glad you like the intro music. Welcome back to the show, Dan. We didn't go anywhere despite our YouTube absence. We were streaming live to a bunch of alt platforms, but we're back now, and glad to have you here. RB5STIWRX on DLive writes, good evening, guys. Good evening to you. Boris Bitcoin, happy Thursday, all. Yes, happy Thursday to Boris Bitcoin. Toby1233 writes, hello. Good to see you. ETH1, hello to you too. Jack D's on YouTube, good to see you. Taz Blitz, good evening. Crypto Cats is here saying, well, what's up? Let's see, Saj Ali on YouTube writing, hello, good to see you. Tim A, we got a Tim Allen in the YouTube chat.
It could be like Tim A.
You think it's Tim A?
Tim A?
It could be Tim A, the South Park style Tim A. To me, I think of more of a home improvement Tim Allen, but I guess yes. I don't know about you guys. I loved Home Improvement as a kid. That was one of my favorite sitcoms.
Thomas.
As a bit of a young handyman and car enthusiast, Tim Allen was.
Let's face it, you're totally an Al. You're more of an Al than a Tim.
Who, me or Jason?
Yeah, you.
You're more of a Borland.
Yeah, you're an Al Borland.
Al Borland.
I'm more of the Tim Allen electrocute myself type.
I see Al Borland as the competent one. It's not like an
yes,
insult.
it's true. It's true. Yeah, I don't have the beard.
Yeah,
I don't have the beard. I don't have the beard of Al, but yeah, I think you're onto something.
Really, I always imagined you with like a huge neck beard.
No, not quite, but we're working on it. We're working on it.
You should pass around a picture, and then that will prove that you don't have the neck beard. Just let us know who you are, Jack.
We'll do.
We've worked with Jack for like 2 years now. We still don't know what he looks like.
You could see something approaching my likeness on the bottom left of your DLive window.
Got a neck here too.
All right, Electric is here with us. He says bottom feeder is perfect. The picture in my head is like a catfish looking along the bottom for something good to eat. Yes, that's actually what I also have in mind as well. Some bottom feeding fish looking for tasty crypto morsels to gobble up.
I just want to say that's one of the things that makes made Justin a good leader, is that he could look and say like, oh yeah, you know what, you're right, Alex, let's go with the name that you picked.
Indeed, and it was a damn good naming, I'll give you that. Is there a fish emoji on TradingView that we can paste in? I don't see it. There's airplane.
Bottom feeder has it already.
It does?
Bottom feeder, I thought it was like a hook. It was like a
fishing.
It's a fish hook.
Fishing pole pulling a fish out.
Right. Well, I'm looking here at my emoji list on TradingView. Not seeing much here except maybe this anchor. I'm wondering, gotta figure. Oh, there's the fishing hooks. No, wait, that's not it. All right, doesn't matter. Let's keep going. Janix89. For years, I've heard you need to be on crypto Twitter, but years later and major gains later, I'm still not sure what exactly crypto Twitter is. Could you guys give me a quick?
I text already.
Already responded. Yeah. Yes.
Crypto Twitter is just a part of Twitter that talks about crypto. It's not that special place.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And I personally don't do too much crypto twittering either. Chapter 11 is a sports sore spot, says BFlow. Okay. Sorry to hear about your unfortunate finances, Mr. Ether. Robert Warner, favorite time of day.
I get it. Chapter 11.
I get it too, actually. Okay, now I understand what that was in reference to. Yes, Mr. Ether joins us today. Shoutouts to Mr. Eth. Bob and L. Hi, guys. Can we please? Yes, I will take a look at those in a bit. ETH1, I already mentioned. Let's scroll and get into the next few comments. Longbeard, good morning, everyone. Good morning to Longbeard. Crypto York, hey all. Shoutouts to Crypto York. Nin Soki, already mentioned. Let's keep going. Takashi on Twitch joins us. Shoutouts to Takashi on Twitch. All right, well, I see your questions, Takashi. Stand by for that. We'll try to answer those when we get into the request and AMA portion of the show. Stand by. Any word for asking for DOT? Shoutouts to Any Word. Hang on for our look at DOT. Rhino TD is with us, writing good evening. And I think that's about everybody. Bitsign on Twitch writes, Jason always me, and that's what I'm saying. Okay.
I think he's saying that I'm self-centered or something.
Jason is a special type, but his trades, his portfolio speaks for itself. Let's have a look.
There is an I.
Let me skip the next track. A bunch of noise here. And MacW is with us as well. Shoutouts to MacW. Every Doge has its day, certainly. How is the crew, asks MacW. The crew is pretty good, I'd say. Let's see here. Mr. Ether, bullish as ever, says, I'm still going to be at 100 to 400K by August. Yes, Robert Warner thinks Bitcoin is going to break out by Q3. We're going to get all-time highs that will be absolutely eye-popping for most of the non-believers. George Navrazidis says, let's talk HBAR. Well, hang tight. We will get to HBAR in a little bit. Ron Paul 2012 says electric. Yes, I do remember the Ron Paul president, the run at presidency at the GOP nomination. 2012 was quite the year. All right, Alex81SG is with us as well. Cheesy Business on YouTube. What a prank. And finally, who else do we have? Mike Maker, I think I already know, says Helder F. Santos, Polly B, Jose, and I think that's about everybody. EIP is with us on YouTube. And guys, I do have to get into the next segment. Mice Elf, if I missed anyone, my apologies. I love reading your comments, guys, but we had to hurry this along. Taz Blitz, I see you as well with your link.
Someone ban this ball boot guy?
I don't even see. Oh, Fall Boot. Check out Poke Index. I see him, and I'm about to move over to that screen and ban him. Stand by. I'll do the banning very shortly.
Joe, whatever his face said, we had like 7 moderators. Get to it, guys.
That's right, gentlemen. If you are a mod on YouTube, feel free to ban Fall Boot. We appreciate your shilling of the PDEX, but you gotta go, homie. Out the door. Where are our bouncers? We need to move this guy along. That's it, guys. We have wrapped up the intro of the show. It's time to get into the main event. Alex, if you could please go live, and we're gonna gander over at Alex's screen. Let's see here. Did my
1 moment.
no problem. My interesting few tracks in the playlist here that are all ambient fishing music. Interesting. The dog.
Hey, bottom feeder. It knows. It just knows.
It certainly does. Here we go. It's funny. We're talking about bottom feeder, and here we get the ambient river playlist suddenly come up. Okay, we are in. We're currently looking at Alex's BTC USD daily, Bybit, perp, and I'm gonna dive into the chat, guys. Start extracting everyone's requests, so you know what to do here. Post your requests, guys. We'll get to them in a little bit. In the meantime, let our analysts tell you all about the latest.
I believe this was one of our viewers' guesses about what happens next. Let's see here. Well, there's not much to say. We've just been slowly grinding up from yesterday. There hasn't been any really big movements on Bitcoin. We haven't even really moved up out of the trading range that we've been hovering in for the past few days. So we're getting into long territory. WADA's not there yet. We just don't have enough volatility. I think it still makes sense for us to be looking for 45 and maybe 50,000 as our resistance areas here. But for right now, it's just kind of more sideways. We're still beneath resistance. Same story here for Ethereum.
I'm loving how that pattern's working out.
Which one?
The one that you drew on the last, the squiggly line that you drew. It's playing out perfectly on Bitcoin. Sorry, I was looking at the YouTube channel again. The delay. Bitcoin USDT, yeah. That little thing that you drew.
Okay. Well, I'm not going to go back to it. For whatever reason, my computer's really struggling to render these lines today. So this is the resistance area that we're below here on Ethereum right now. Resistance, 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 and also our daily baseline overhead. So there's really nothing we want to do on Ethereum. We could still pull back again, maybe. I'm mostly looking for a return to 3,500 for right now. Hold on, guys. I gotta figure out what is consuming all my CPU right now.
Close some unnecessary windows. Any tabs with videos loaded in them?
They're not.
Do you have your fan speed down? Do you have your laptop in silent mode by any chance?
Nope. Make double sure it's plugged in. No, it's plugged in. All right. Well, we'll see how it goes. If it gets bad, I'll just restart and Jason can take over for a little bit.
Yeah, no problem.
So for right now, I don't think there's anything to do on Bitcoin or Ethereum. As has been the case for a while, as long as Bitcoin is trading sideways, which it is, we've looked at it, alts are going to take their opportunity to move, which they are. Let's go ahead and take a look at alts. Bitcoin dominance, more sideways today. Some resistance you can see overhead here on Uniswap perp. Guys, I'm gonna restart my computer. I can't even scale without this. See, there's no continuity here. It's just jumping around.
Yeah, no problem. We'll take a brief break, guys. Shit happens, no big deal. Alex, you hop out for now, and we'll hold it down in your brief absence. No big deal. All right, Alex will be restarting, guys. Bear with us just for this minute. Let's see what's popping in the memes channel over at the CC server. Trying to be a long-term investor. You got the AMC and GME in your face. Do you have the will not to partake? That is the question here.
So it's so hard to see what you're looking at because of the lag.
Yeah, indeed, you are about a minute behind me. Man, some uncrypto related memes in here, but I appreciate them nonetheless.
I'm looking at Smithers here.
Yeah, the Swithers meme is pretty good, but this one here, posted by Very Online Guy. This is certainly a glimpse at the future they have planned for us, especially with all this just UFO talk lately. You know,
there's a lot of UFO talk lately, man.
All right, I think Alex is back.
What's really funny about the UFO talk?
What's that?
So it used to be when the government would deny UFOs, everybody's like, oh my God, I know it. I know there are UFOs. I know there's aliens amongst us. It has to be true. Oh my God, aliens, they're real. And then the government is like, so yeah, we do have these unidentified flying objects, and we think there might be aliens. And now everybody is like, oh my God, it's not aliens.
Yeah, it's like the reverse psychology.
Yeah, absolutely. Now the government is like, yeah, we've got unidentified flying objects. I hang out in conspiracy places. They're all like, it's a government psyop. There's no aliens. They're just trying to get you to go to war with some non-existent species. I've read this. This is I'm repeating stuff I've heard.
I just want them to come to my house and be like, let's hang out. I want to fly around your ship, talk a little bit.
So I thought that was really funny because a few years ago it was not like that. Everybody's like, oh yeah, you know, the government's just hiding the truth. You know, truth is out there. Now it's like, oh, the government's hiding the truth. There's no aliens. There's no aliens.
Yeah, I'm a little skeptical. I think it's a bit of a psyop, whatever alien Project Bluebeam plot they're about to foist on us. But if they are real, I actually wanna take the Jason tact in all of this, which is hotbox the saucer. I want to see what kind of dank they're smoking on. But let's in all seriousness, gentlemen, let's get back into the analysis. And Alex is back. Hopefully your laptop's running a little quicker now. Everything good?
It is. It's running way quicker.
Excellent. That damn Windows update, I tell you. All right. We are. I'm still collecting your requests, guys. I appreciate those coming in. Alex, you're on screen. Take it away.
Okay. Right now, shitcoins, DeFi, and Asian alts are what are doing the best. Mid caps, as you can see, they had a good day yesterday, but not much movement today. Kind of at resistance. Same for all major alts. So right here, resistance. Mid perp, right below resistance again. Right here, as you can see. Shit perp, basically at resistance right now, but still having an overall better day. All right, so crypto is up. What is the dollar doing? Interesting. So this is kind of abnormal. Normally, if the dollar's up, crypto and Bitcoin are down, and vice versa. If the dollar's down, crypto and Bitcoin are up. So Bitcoin and crypto and the alts in general kind of swimming upstream today. Wow. Well, guys, I think it's pretty clear that we did find support here after all. This is kind of what we've been afraid of. For those of you who may be relatively new, the dollar is the reserve currency of the world. Most things trade against the dollar. If the dollar increases in value, it depresses prices on everything else. So the markets go down. Or there's another way of looking at it from a supply and demand standpoint. As people, need to sell out of their assets, they sell into the dollar. So they're buying the dollar with their assets. So you can think of this as demand for the dollar if there is turmoil in the markets. Now, there's not much turmoil in crypto today. Let's see if there's turmoil in the general markets. Dow Jones, it's kind of up. Well, okay. So it actually gapped down today and then is trading up. So roughly back to where it was. It's still trading at resistance. So we've been looking at this area of resistance. Today we got pushed below resistance on the open, but then we pushed back up into it. I don't necessarily consider this that bullish at this time. Oof. Okay, tech stocks gap down today. Trading up a little bit, hasn't been able to fully recover here. This explains a little bit of the move in the dollars because obviously the FANG stocks, Facebook, Amazon, Apple, Google, whatever N is, I can't remember off the top of my head. As you can see, a lot of value moved out of there today. We lost almost a full % on the NASDAQ and the S&P 500 as per usual, somewhere in between the two. Gap down, trade up today at resistance, still giving us an exit signal though. This looks pretty bad for traditional markets, and it doesn't look great for Bitcoin. I'm not saying Bitcoin can't diverge from traditional markets here, but it wouldn't. I don't think it would be for long. If the dollar just kept moving upwards, then that's sort of inexorable pull. I don't think Bitcoin could deny it. All right, so if the dollar's up, let's see what I want to look at CFDs. Let's see what CFDs are doing. Ouch. Because remember, the dollar is the major trading pair against everything, guys. Boom. Gold. Dead at resistance. Hey, I was it Agency or was it ANCAP Futures that sold their gold long up here? Boom. You nailed it, buddy.
I think that was probably maybe Challenged.
Was it Challenged Investor? If so, I know as one of our members, I remember we were talking about it. This area looked like resistance. You guys had me do the thing, and boom. Here we are. We collapse at this resistance support level, giving us a 3-day exit signal. I'd say we'll probably trade sideways out of this. We'll probably move down here and then retest up a little bit. I'd say I'd be looking to short gold somewhere in this area. We could pop up here a little bit, but I think it's setting up for a short. Look at this 3-day sell signal right here. Silver, I told you guys I didn't like the looks of this. So I think most likely my line here is just wrong. I was like, oh, it broke up. This is a very, very speculative line. But to me, this all looks like it's all a consolidation area. So I would look for at least a retest of the lows on ZAG, silver, at least 24. Whoops. Darn it. There we go. Palladium, definitely still below resistance, still below our daily baseline. I wouldn't be long it, and it may be shortable soon. Platinum, just listen to Alex of the past. He knows all. Buy over here, guys. Buy near $1,000.
Do it.
Brent crude still hanging out in the liquidity of this wick right now. This may be a false breakout. This could still hold to our narrative that like larger geopolitical powers are going to be pushing crude oil prices below $60 a barrel to push out American competition. Shale oil is only profitable above $60 a barrel right here. The bottom of this trading range. Below here, unprofitability for American oil producers. I guarantee you, Saudi Arabia, the Russians, Venezuela, everybody does not want American oil producers competing with them on their oil prices, right? So what are they going to do? They're going to increase production, whatever they have to do to drive down the cost of oil such that American producers can't make money. I think that makes sense. I mean, certainly that's what I would do if I were a foreign oil producer, right? I think it's just like a natural business decision. But maybe demand will be really strong here. Maybe the economy is just going to open up. You could argue that we've already kind of made it over resistance here. We'll see. Corn finally looking really weak here. On the weekly, this is top city. Natural gas, neither bullish nor bearish. I wouldn't do much with it right now. We're just kind of at resistance. Soybeans maybe topping out. You guys know that soybeans has really punished shorters in the past. We have found this out the hard way. So
Yeah, don't even mess with it.
Soybeans definitely shook me off several times over here. So we want to be cautious, but we do have a break of this upwards trend line, guys. Commodities all look rough here. The dollar looks strong. The traditional markets look weak. They look heavy. They're below resistance. I don't see how crypto can keep moving up against the stream here. Sugar, right below resistance. It certainly looks kind of topped out. Okay, so this is West Texas oil. This is Brent crude. Maybe I'm wrong here. Maybe we can break above $70. But wheat still looks weak here. Australian economy looks relatively strong in this spot. It's going for it right now. China sideways. French economy is kind of marching upwards here. This is sideways day to day, but I wouldn't call this bearish at all. Hong Kong just trading sideways, nothing really to do with it. UK 100 trading sideways, nothing to do with it. India, this has been very strong here. If we turn off log, let's see. We're getting close to completion for our inverse head and shoulders measured move. This, I mean, already considering measured moves can go anywhere between like 100% of the way, it's like 60-70% of the way. You could start taking profits here, but I'd probably just wait, get some sort of exit signal before I did that. I'm still just trading sideways on Japan. I wouldn't do anything. Netherlands, still at resistance. I wouldn't do anything. Why is my screen marching forward?
I saw that. It's just moving incrementally. Is something on the keyboard?
No, I don't. Please stop. No, it's going faster now. I don't want that. Let me try this. Or actually, let me save my charts for the lines I just drew, and then let me try this. Okay, well, we'll just turn it off and turn it back on again. That seems to have worked. Good, fair enough. Taiwan index at resistance doesn't look so hot. I wonder why the why the Australian economy is diverging from everybody else right now, because everybody else's economies look weak. U.S. 10-year notes looking weak here. It's very interesting. 2-year showing a lot of weakness today. This is odd. Normally, stocks and bonds are inversely correlated. And don't bonds normally rise with the dollar? Because bonds are also inversely correlated to equities? I wonder what this means. That's not a rhetorical question, guys. I don't know what this means.
I don't know.
Yeah. This is starting to look rough here on the 3-day for 2-year Treasury notes. We could get a retest of maybe the lows, maybe this support area right down here. I mean, it's not a huge drop, guys. This is like 4 basis points or 40 basis points. Yeah, 4 basis points. So, yeah, 5-year looks weak here on the 3-day. Got an exit signal. Look how weak the NASDAQ looks here on the 3-day. This closes tomorrow. Russell 2000. If we're right about this consolidation area, this measured move could take us up here, but let's not forget this could also be a throwback. We actually end up here, but we did already get this one throwback. Maybe we just have this drawn wrong. Maybe that's the issue, you know? Maybe it's actually, let's revisit these lines. It still looks like a breakup here. I wouldn't do much with it while we're at resistance. I think that's probably the best way to proceed. S&P 500, again, from this different angle. This is Owanda's index. We're looking at an ETF beforehand. Weak, right? Where's the strength? Where's the strength? $30-year bond showing weakness today too, although much less so than the shorter term on the run. Okay. All right. U.S. Wall Street 30, just at resistance. I wouldn't do anything with it. Okay, well, why don't we go ahead and look at chart requests. I gotta say, guys, the broader world markets look weak, even if GME and AMC and crypto is kind of taking off today. That's not what's reflected on gold. It's not what's reflected on silver. It's not what's reflected on wheat and soybeans. It's not what's reflected on oil. It's not what we see in the S&P 500 and the NASDAQ. It's not even what we see over in the Chinese markets or the Japanese markets. We looked around and there wasn't a lot of strength out there today. And so I really do think that our current plan to take crypto back up to resistance and then look to get the fuck out for like a big leg down again, that's probably still the plan.
Yep. That's been the narrative the whole time for me, and now things are starting to actually look that way, right?
Yeah, but you know, if the S&P 500 started making new highs, and we were having the day we're having today on crypto, where some of the alts are popping off, I'd say, you know, hey, maybe that was it. Maybe that was the bottom. It shook out the cans. And we know that a lot of new people sold and a lot of old hands bought. And that may be true, and Glassnode certainly may be pushing that, but maybe it's just not the whole story. Bitcoin cannot stand up against the entire rest of the world market dumping. It just can't, at least not right now.
All right, well, let's get into the request line. We are 10 after 2. We're looking good. I'm looking into whether or not we can get the chest open today for the DLive user. Stand by for that. In the meantime, here's the first request of the afternoon. Nitin Soki over on YouTube writes, "Hi guys, can we look at GRT and Ethereum?"
GRT and Ethereum? Well, we did look at Ethereum already.
Indeed.
There's nothing really we can do with GRT at this time, at least by my system. I'm willing to bet that we're a little bit overextended on candle size. No, maybe not. I'll tell you what. Yeah, at this time, if we can close the day below the qualifying line, which is... it's a little close right now. If we can do that, then this will be worth a long, at least on my system. I'm still looking for resistance near like $1.25. What's next?
All right, there is your look at GRT for our boy Soki in the YouTube chat. Next up is going to be this one from Bob Mel over on YouTube as well. "Hey guys, can we take a look at NKN and ICP? You guys are numero uno and not recognized enough." Well, we thank you for the kind words, and certainly we'll look at NKN.
I agree wholeheartedly. We're not recognized enough.
I'll tell you, friends. We just keep putting in the work. People will come.
EKN looks pretty good in this spot. I expect that if this will follow the other alts upwards here, I'd be looking for a retest right in here. Where never find these things. I do it for hours every day, and I never know where the drawing tool is. It's so humiliating. See this bulge right here? I really like this as a retest of this area. Kind of pop up out of here. We retest this resistance, break back down to here, which is what we're expecting on all the crypto markets, right? Retest of resistance, one more leg down. So I think 50 cents is a good area to be targeting from here. Possibly as high as 75 cents. I really don't know how high we're going to bounce. Just like on Bitcoin, I don't know if we're bouncing to 45 or 50. I don't know, guys. It's a market thing. We'll see.
All right. He also wanted to take a look at ICP. Let's see what ICP
okay,
is
let's
doing.
see what the target lows are up to today.
Not sure if you can use that word on YouTube, but let's continue.
Insane clown posse?
The other one's the fan
I'm
base.
not gonna say that I said this specific thing was gonna happen, but this is basically what I said was gonna happen, right?
This is specifically what I said.
Yeah.
Oh shit! Yeah, that popped today, didn't it?
Yup.
Nice.
So I mostly, I told you guys yesterday, I mostly packed my bags around like $1.08, $1.12. So it's not like I bought the exact bottom. I just kind of bought around this area. You can see that we were being accumulated right here below support. I talked about this yesterday. And here we are. We pop back above it. I expect this area to kind of hold. And then eventually you get a retest of the highs here on ICP. So I'm probably looking to hold on to at least $195, maybe $200. For someone who's looking to get into ICP, I would try and get a retest of like 120, maybe 115 bucks. We kind of come down and pretend we're going to go lower and then just not go lower. Because this was the bottom for right now. I guess I don't have anything new to say on ICP except Hooray, I made some money because I was right about this thing. And that feels good. It's nice to be good at your job, right? It feels good. I got it right. It's not every day. Sometimes I get it wrong. So I will take my victory lap on this one.
All right. Well, shout outs to Bob Mel on YouTube. Thank you for that 2-pack request. Let's get into ETH1 on DLive. He wants to look at BNB. Please, guys. Thank you. All right. BNB it is.
I see. Okay, so yesterday we did not have the volatility, and today we do. That's why I did not take this trade. It looks set up pretty nicely here. Much like the rest of the market, I think we should be looking for a retest of these resistance areas. At least around 500, 525. Area, although I also see that we've got there's just so much volume down here that we can't really see, but I'm sure we've got a point of control up here. Let's make it more clear. Let's go back in time. There we go. Right near the point of control around 575. There we go. So these are the two areas. So this is if we just like come up from the resistance of the bottom of the trading range and reject, or we could come up and just and go to meet the point of control, and this area will act as resistance and we'll reject from here, but it'll just be like this broader area. What's next?
All right, well, ETH1, I appreciate the BNB request. Let's dive into Takashi on Twitch. What's your opinion on Bezos, Earth, and Rocket Bunny? They say it's going to be shilled during the Logan versus Mayweather fight this Saturday. Honestly, I have no idea what this is.
Sure, those are English words, buddy. I know what? Yeah.
Bezos, Earth. Okay, it is a token. Never heard of it. Let's see here.
I think we answered this question. What do we know about it? Literally nothing.
Yep.
Literally. Those are the first times I've heard someone utter those string of syllables together in my life, buddy.
Same.
Yeah. Never. Brand new sentence for me. Congratulations.
But I have a lot of.
Go ahead, Jason.
But I have a lot of opinions on it.
Indeed. All right. Well, one of them is at least a token that has some price history. The other one, not so much. Both look like Uniswap shitcoins. Again, there's not. What do we have to say about it? Well, we don't really indulge in meme coins around here, but sure, maybe they'll get a bit of a pump on the back of this Logan Mayweather epic throwdown. But of course,
I don't want to be attached to anything Logan has to do. We're talking Logan Paul, right?
Yep, Logan Paul versus Mayweather in the big showdown.
Yeah, the entire thing is a joke anyway. Everybody knows Mayweather could literally curb stomp this guy in 30 seconds if he wanted to. He will probably play with Logan Paul for a while out of courtesy.
I don't know why he's doing this, to be honest with you, because the weight differential, like, this kid just has to swing as hard as he can and hopefully connect. Like, I don't know why he put himself through this, but let's see. I'm not
even saying this out of a dislike. I'm not even like an MMA or boxer or like whatever the fuck Mayweather does. Exactly. That shows you how much I know, but I know enough to know that Mayweather would wipe the floor with this guy if he really wanted to, if he was taking it at all seriously.
I just don't know why he's jumping up weight like this. He's a much bigger guy than him.
Yeah, Logan's much bigger. There's actually might be some chance Logan might be able to toss a Hail Mary.
I think he goes at him like a fucking animal in the first round because that's all the guy has to do, is smash him. But Mayweather's very hard to hit.
Yep.
I feel this is almost like masochistically needing attention.
Yeah. It is.
It's like this guy's literally putting himself into dangerous situations. It's like worse than Jackass or something like
and
that.
he doesn't need to do it too because he's undefeated. Like he's the winningest champion of all time, and now he's gonna go just fight an amateur. It's so stupid for his career.
Yeah, well,
I do not need to get on
the guy
this
knows how to make money.
Yeah, let's get off this for now. We will certainly get back to it. Rhino TD says, I don't think you should play with him. Mayweather should box the guy down and leave the ring. Well, it might be tough. I don't know if Mayweather's known for boxing people down. More of a stick and move, right?
Now he's defensive. Like in the early days, he would smash, but now he's an extremely defensive fighter.
Well, we'll be sure to watch that. If it happens this Saturday, we're probably going to watch that live. So be sure to join us. But
I'll watch. I don't normally watch, but I'll go watch Logan Paul get creamed. Sure.
All right. Well, you might be in for a surprise, but
I don't think it's like I don't think Mayweather can like teach him a lesson. I don't think Logan Paul's the kind of guy who would learn from a mistake like that.
Well, it's going to be a fight for the ages, that's for sure.
I challenge Mayweather to a rematch as soon as they find all my teeth.
All right. Let's get into this next one. Takashi, sorry we couldn't explore those coins a little more, but there really isn't much to be said. I don't know anything about them besides, yes, they're going to get potentially shilled this Saturday night. We don't really indulge in those types of things around here, though. Any word on D Live Rights? Dot has moved up, wondering if it's going to continue. What are your thoughts? All right, Polkadot. It's had to move up. I think our boy is already in this trade, or at least Jason is.
We could move up. This is a long signal for me. I don't like that we're at resistance, and that makes me hesitant. But I could see us move all the way up to retest these shoulders again. I kind of like if we broke above this resistance level, then this would all be back on the table. So I'll tell you what, if we can get back, if we can close back above $30, I think you can easily take it to $40. So this area right here is $30. So if we make it above here, this is all back on the table. You can easily take it to 40 at least. If the rest of the market moves up, Dot will totally move up with it. Dot's really popular right now. It's got a lot going for it. Mm-hmm. What's next?
All right, any word? There's your look at Dot. Let's keep moving here. We got TFUEL is up next. B-Flow says TFUEL's about to hit TP1. Come on, baby. Big bucks and no whammies. All right, are we in a TFUEL trade?
We're in Theta.
We're in Theta.
But, I mean, the chart is so similar, I wouldn't be surprised if he took a TFUEL off.
Well, let's just briefly explore Theta or TFUEL and...
we can look at them both.
Yeah, let's look at them both briefly.
Theta. We took this long yesterday right here as...
had TP1.
Yep. So this did hit TP1. I think Theta can go as high as $10 at least, maybe even $11. So I'm looking in this area. TFUEL. This chart's actually, I take it back. This chart is more bullish looking. This is maybe the most bullish looking crypto chart we've looked at today. What do you think, Jason?
Yeah, it definitely is breaking out above resistance levels much better than anything else you see. Everything else seems to be breaking right up into resistance. This seems to be breaking out.
Yeah.
Like it does seem like pretty wide in the market. Like everything's stuck under a shelf right now, right?
Yeah.
And that does appear to be breaking that trend for sure.
Let me clean up my lines here.
A little too late to take it, but
I bet you could easily continue to take TFUEL up to 50 cents and get a retest of at least the highs right here. We're basically already at resistance. The rest of the market is pumping, and there's still this one area of liquidity above us, right up in here. I say don't dump it yet. We could come down, retest a little bit here, but I say we come up to retest 50 cents. What's next?
All right, we've had a look at two thetas. Let's dive into the following question from Jordan Stotts. For those of you that day trade, what is the percentage that you keep on and off the exchange or on your wallet? Well, I'll
Okay.
go ahead.
Sorry, go ahead.
Well, yeah, just to kind of clarify what this question is about, of course, many people maybe don't remember about the famous NATGAS hack, probably one of the biggest exchanges to have gone down and wiped a lot of people out. Since then, a lot of market participants are very wary of keeping large amounts of their Bitcoin holdings on exchange at any given time. I think this is what's given rise to the popularity of leveraged and margin exchanges. Allows you to deposit less of your overall stack, kind of mitigate against the counterparty risk that you take when you send all your coins over to exchange at once. So that's the general purpose of it, in order to not keep too much on the exchange at once. So the question is, how much do we percentage-wise do we keep on the exchange? Me personally, I think I'm like 1 to 0.5% of my Bitcoin stack on the exchange at any given time. I really don't need to overdo it. Up to say 30%, you know, that gives you about the 3x leverage ability if you want to margin your whole stack. So that's roughly my answer, 1 to 30%. Jordan's thoughts. Alex, I'm sure there's something you can expand on in this.
So I do have some money in wallets, but those wallets are for DEX trading. Because I don't have long-term holds, I kind of like all my money to be available to me on exchange or in a wallet that's connected, that can be connected up to an exchange very rapidly, like, you know, like a MetaMask or Trust Wallet, you know, what have you, like one of the Ethereum wallets. I make sure to have them spread out in a few different locations. Like if an exchange went down, or if, you know, if my account on an exchange got hacked, I would not be out all of my money, no matter which exchange it happened on. And that is a and then of course, you know, we use leveraged exchanges, and I can get the leverage that I need for when we take those trades. And then my DEX trades, those are all lower percentages because, of course, they're highly volatile assets. So I end up so I don't end up needing leverage for those. So what can I say? I kind of mitigate my risk by spreading it out amongst a few different exchanges. But maybe once I get some long-term holds come the bear market, that will change. But for right now, why bother? I'm just going to sell it again in like a month.
Well, there you have it. Jason, you want to add anything to that, or you think we covered this?
Yeah, I think you pretty much well covered it. Sorry, I got distracted.
No problem, no problem. Yep, that's the general idea. Jordan's thoughts, or anybody else wondering why you would maybe not keep...
I did have something to add. Sorry.
Go ahead.
I just go with the pretty simple of I keep around 30% on there just in case I need to hedge for 3x leverage. That's usually around what I do, is 30%.
Yep, pretty much my thoughts on it as well. Jordan, I hope that covers your question. Of course, the name of the game is keeping your crypto far off the interwebs, away from all the counterparty risks that can exist, or from hot wallets that can get jacked. If you do have a substantial amount, it's highly recommended you keep it cold, icy cold, on the rocks. All right, let's have a look here. Cardano versus DOT. Anyword asks, if you had to make a choice right now and it only won, would you go with Cardano or Polkadot? Let's have a quick straw poll here.
I mean, that's hard to say considering I'm in both of those right now.
All right, answer both. Alex, quick thoughts. Cardano?
Yeah, I'm sorry.
Cardano or DOT? Pick one and only one. You're going to have to take him to the grave. Which one do you ride?
DOT.
All right.
I've got a lot on the horizon.
Well, I'm going to be the tiebreaker. I am going to go with Polkadot. Somehow Cardano has not really captured my attention the way DOT has. I'm very excited about DOT. Not so much Cardano. Let us know in the live chat. DOT, Cardano, please do respond in the live chat. Very curious to hear whether you go with DOT. Will you go with Cardano if you had to pick one? Taz Blitz is next. Link, please. All right, let's take a look at Chainlink.
Not that impressive compared to a lot of other ones we've looked at. At this point, if we do end up making it over this resistance area, I could see us maybe retesting $45, but I think we've got better looking charts. This one's already kind of near the top of its trading range resistance right here, whereas there's plenty of others that just aren't right at resistance in that way. I think I would prefer to pick it up on a retest of $15. Which I think will happen on the next leg down, but we'll keep our eyes on this area. If we do break here, then we could make it back to 45. What's next?
All right, there is your look at Link. Up next is Rhino TD's request. He wants to look at REEF USDT. What a racket.
What?
Is that fan again?
That fan again.
Oh, is it? I'm sorry.
It's all good. I just, one of these days, I'd love to get to the bottom of what in the hell is making that noise. It's
why every time it goes off, the market seems to go down a little bit.
I don't see a great reason to be buying here, except that the rest of the market is also pumping in this area. Right now, we're still below resistance. And there we go. That'll do just fine. They're not even really above the daily baseline yet. I would say just hold off. If this doesn't recover with the rest of the market, which I'm sure some alts won't. Some alts will just sucker people in, and then they won't pump off the bottom, like stuff like GRT and KNC and BNB and all these other ones have. I'd just be really cautious, man. What's next?
All right, let's check in with our brief straw poll here. Rhino TD says Cardano all the way. Alex81 says I have both Cardano and DOT. Much heavier in Cardano at the moment. Jose says no DOT and no Cardano. I'm filling my THETA bag though. Helder says more than saying DOT or Cardano is saying why DOT or why ADA. Yes, I guess it would be nice to weigh the two, but we're just taking a quick poll here. In the meantime, getting into the next one. Apparently we got a lot of Cardano fans in here. We have VET USDT is up next for Rhino.
Wait, should we start doing polls on YouTube again? Remember we were doing that?
Yeah. Actually, well, I guess we have inspiration for our next poll.
Yeah. Poll. Should we do polls?
Yeah, do a poll on if we should do a poll.
What was the next one? I'm sorry.
VET, no problem. VeChain is up next.
Just kind of hanging out inside of resistance right now for us. This is a long signal on my system. I'm not really sure if I do want to take it or not, but you could also argue we're above the resistance already, or we are closing above it. I feel like I have marked out this area on VeChain several times already. I don't know why it's not on my chart, but I feel like 18 cents, 17 cents area is probably your best bet if we break above here. What's next?
All right, we are going to dive into this question here from Helder Santos over on Twitch. He writes, in case we are in a bear market right now, how far away from the bottom are we?
I mean, like a year and a half, dude. Were you around for the other bear market? It's going to be fucking awful. So you should just, like, if you think it's the bear market, just pack up your bags right now, man, for real. Like, you shouldn't even be trading. Like, you should take a year off, because that's what the bear market's going to be like. It's going to be like relentless sideways and downwards. What's next?
All right, how far from the bottom would you say we are if this is indeed the start of a bear market?
What's next?
All right.
I'm not going to speculate.
Not going to speculate on that. Well, I would.
Is based on what? Yeah, I don't know.
A trip in the teens, perhaps, but we don't know. But we appreciate the question, Helder. Let's get into the next one. This one's from Janix89. He says Doge has a large head and shoulders on the daily. It's failing to get above 42 cents and possibly failing below 10 cents. All right, so can we analyze this Doge head and shoulders? What are your thoughts on this? Mate, do you guys have that shampoo?
Head and Shoulders?
Yeah, you have that? Is that brand you guys are familiar with?
Yeah.
All right, just wondering if that was a Canadian shampoo or is that something?
We've got dandruff in America too, buddy.
Oh
Yeah,
shit.
we all got like scalp spread.
All right, well, to get the Doge formula out, let's get back to what we're talking about.
I don't see a head and shoulder. These are not equivalent lows right here. I see your temptation, but I would be much more. I'm much more interested in this broken pattern than in like a speculative unformed pattern that is, I'm using air quotes, forming right now. I would be looking for the move up on Dogecoin right now. I would not be looking for head and shoulders. What's next?
All right. Well, hopefully that answers your question concerning Doge. I lean toward a trip towards sub 10 cent Doge, but that's just my bias speaking. Saj Ali on YouTube's next. Can you check out RLC and Bake, please? All right, RLC.
Just kind of trading sideways. Not much for us to do right now. We've got to break a trend, but that doesn't mean we can't retest the lows before we move up. So nothing really to do. What's next? Oh, it was RLC and what?
Bake. That's right. Bake that cake.
Bake that cake.
God fucking damn it. All right, so you're just going to have to eat no bake for right now. I'm sorry. Because I had to restart my computer at the start of the show, I'm not logged into this stuff, and I don't want to deal with my passwords and stuff while I'm showing any part of my screen. So
I can hide you momentarily if you like. If you are so inclined, if you think bake is worth it, it's up to you. Just tell me if you want to do that, and I'll hide you now. If not, we'll continue.
Okay, but if we come to the end of the show and there's still like 5 chart requests.
We are actually in the home stretch right now, so I'm going to hide you. You're currently hidden from view. If you'd like to enter your password, none of your screen is currently visible to the audience. Guys, stand by while Alex logs in. The good news is we are going to be opening the chest. That's right, guys. 1 hour, 45 minutes, usual time to open the chest. I just touched base with Ben, which means we're about 5.5 minutes away from the big chest opening. Get your lemons in on DLive. I'm going to drop some ice creams in there myself. Actually, I'm tapped out. I only got 17 lemons left, so there's 1 ice cream, and let's throw in 5 lemons, and there we go. Get your lemons up, guys. 5 minutes to go for the big lemon giveaway. In the meantime, Alex will be logging into his ChartX beta in order to look at those BSC tokens. Other requests coming up include DENT for Stuak, Tezos for David Rice, Cardano for Mr. Van Aist. All right, looks like he's back, so I'm gonna reveal Alex's screen once again. Here we go. Alex, you are back on screen, currently looking at the bakery token.
I don't really see anything that we can do with it right now. It's literally hanging out in the middle of this trading range. Could go either way. And certainly this is after a very big run already. Draw the fucking line.
Bake the cake.
Bake that cake.
I mean, I feel like I'm being generous here, and we still crossed on the other side of this. So it looks to me like we have we've broken the uptrend. On the other side of it, we could still retest $7, but I'd be looking for another pullback of some kind. I mean, come on. This thing is like 7 months old, and it's worth how much? For real. What's next?
Yep, the BSC tokens. I'm not sure how much staying power they're going to have, especially if we enter some kind of corrective bearish phase. But let's get into this next request. It's for Stuwak on DLive. Can we look at DENT? DENT USD.
This will probably move up with everything else. Not really along for us. We don't have any volatility yet. Well, it looks like it's formed like a pretty good floor right here for right now. What's next?
All right, there is your look at DENT. Here comes one of the last requests. David Rice requesting Tezos USDT.
Still below the daily baseline. Not really as strong as a lot of the other ones we've seen, right? 12-hour sell signal looks topped out on 4 hours. I probably wouldn't pick it up here. We could still move up to $4.50 though. I see some nice resistance in that area, and we've also got trend-based fib resistance there. It just doesn't look like a fantastic trade. What's next?
All right, there's your look at Tezos, guys. Here's Mr. Van Elst on YouTube. Can you take a look at Cardano ADA? I don't think we looked at that yet, so let's quickly check in with Cardano. DLive chest opens in 1.5 minutes. Keep your eyes peeled on ZDLive.
I'm just going to delete all this stuff. There's just too many lines here. Gonna start over here. Get a better sense of things. I mean, it's not clear that we have any trend support below us. We've certainly got horizontal support. And it's just nothing for us to do while it's hanging out inside of the baseline Keltner channel. I think, if I recall, I've been saying that we could go as high as $2 here, maybe even $2.25, but that's probably where we'd be likely to reject from. I still want to see us trade all the way down here, down near 75 cents, I think. Shake these people out. I mean, guys, look at the weekly.
Mm-hmm.
I think it still needs a bigger shakeout. Maybe. 1 week of down? Meh. Come on.
All right,
Come on.
chest should be opening any second now. Ben, if you're watching, please do open the chest. Unless I already missed the prompt, it was about 30 seconds ago. But, gentlemen, start your engines. Here comes the lemons. Please proceed with the squeezing. Ben, let's do it now. Chest now, please. Open her up. Did I miss the lemon prompt already? I don't think so. All right, Ben, open her up. In the meantime, here is the next request. We have ZIL BNB. ZIL trades against BNB. I guess it does. All Infinity on YouTube wants to look at ZIL BNB. Did I miss the chest opening, or are we just a little behind?
It's just trading sideways, and it has been all month, last 2 months. I gotta say, this could totally go either way. It seems more likely that ZIL will move up against BNB right here. But I mean, we just don't have like a signal to take. Let me draw this a little better. Maybe we've got at least a trend break. I guess we've got a trend break, even if I'm being a little ungracious here. I gotta tell you, we could go sideways for 3 or 4 months, just like we did right here. So it just might not be worth anything right now. Wait for like some kind of strong signal before you take this trade. I think it could move up, but look over here. The question is how long? How long are you willing to wait that out? This is almost a full year of sideways. Just a thought.
Yes, indeed.
What's next?
All right, great look at ZIL BNB. Sorry about the chest, guys. Ben might have been... Okay, Ben's opening it now. He just, he must have walked away for a minute. My apologies for the chest delay. We are ready, Ben. We are ready. Feel free to deploy it now, dear Ben. And let's hop into it. What's all the spamming here? 69 Van Eck, my man. Are you new to DLive? Are you just trolling us? I'm sorry, my man. This type of autism, we do tolerate and embrace autism on this channel, but not to this degree. You're getting a major timeout. I do appreciate you coming in here and super eager to get your hands on these lemons, but we can't have anybody spamming this aggressively. It looks like you're trolling us, my man. All right. Ben should be deploying the chest any second now. In the meantime, let's introduce the next request. We have Solana, Boris Bitcoin, Solana and Meta. I like Solana because it's been one of the stronger coins. Meta is showing bullish action off the bottom support. All right, so Solana, let's take a quick gander over that one.
Well, Solana definitely looks strong here. It's a long on my system. I kind of don't like where we are. This $40 is a pretty strong resistance area for me. I think I would want just a little bit of a pullback here in the next day or so, and I would maybe feel more comfortable taking the trade. Maybe retested like $35. Yeah, it's a pretty heavy resistance support area, so I'd be really cautious taking a trade right here.
All right, quick look at Meta while we're at it.
Meta.
We just had some lemons added to the chest here, so I think it's getting opened.
Yep, that chest should be coming out any second now. Thanks for all your patience, guys. Ooh, 500 delicious lemon Z's. Let's get them ready to squeeze, boys.
It's a reaction off the bottom. I wouldn't call it a great reaction off the bottom. We see a whole bunch of other coins doing the same thing right now. For me, this is the same advice I have for ZIL BNB. How long might we trade sideways here before we get a full move off of this bottom? Like, if you wanted to catch this bottom, you caught the bottom over here. You don't catch the bottom by buying here. Sorry, buddy.
You late.
I just don't see an opportunity here.
Lemons are coming out, boys. Here is your lemons. I'm clicking collect, of course. This is buggy as ever. Come on, baby. Collect. I hope I have entered the lemon draw. Sorry to cut you off, of course, Alex. Don't mean to interrupt you in the middle of your Meta thoughts and line drawings. All right, there we go. It disappeared on me. Ben, if you could paste over the winners. If not, I can get Jason. Jason, do you see the winners on your screen?
So we got Rhino TD with 101, Electric with 58, Right on Rice 42, Anywhere 34, and Taz Blitz with 28.
All right, big congrats to big winners today, including Rhino TD coming in first with those 100+ lemons. Thanks to everybody who participated today. It's nice having the regulars get their lemons in. Yeah, I won some too. Looks like my claim went through. I got 22 lemons. Here's a couple more in the pot. Sorry, back to Alex now. Are you still working on Meta, or you want to get into the next one?
Next one.
Next one it is. 10 minutes to go in the show. We are gonna dive into this next one. Mike Maker, Algo.
Let me look at my other chart for it. At this point, I could see us going to 135, maybe even, I don't know, if we retested 170, we'd probably just continue upwards. I think 140 makes a lot of sense right now. We're back above the this support resistance level, so I think this is all back on the table mostly. Yeah, 135, 150. I think these are good areas to be looking.
All right. You still drawing on Algo? Are you going to dive into the next one?
No, I'm good. What's next?
Up is Boris Bitcoin. He says, can we please look at UUP ETF if there's time? It's basically the ETF version of the Dixie. All right, UUP ETF.
Well, why would we do that when we have already looked at the Dixie?
Out of curiosity, is there anything here that strikes you as different or fascinating?
No.
I already looked at the Dixie, buddy. What's next?
All right, Boris Bitcoin. Let's get into the next one. We have Microsoft MSFT for J-Hope in the YouTube chat.
Looks like things are getting a little weak.
Yeah, I would keep my eyes on this trend line. If we broke this trend line, then I would try very, very hard to get the hell out. We are already below the weekly baseline, but we can still move up while below the weekly baseline. Keep your eyes on this uptrend right here. If we break it, that's your sign to start shorting, but it doesn't look strong to me. What's next?
We got Luna. Here we are in the home stretch of requests. Maxine Frankfurt on YouTube requesting Luna USDT.
Everything looks so much the same. Just what I said before. We are looking for resistance at around $10. And probably a retest of the lows. What's next?
Thank you for that quick look at Luna. We have Guardian on DLive requesting TKO next, please.
That actually looks like a trend break.
I wouldn't do anything with it here at resistance.
Yeah, you're likely to test the top of that trend now.
Yeah, come back down here, test this. I would not do anything with it right now. I try and buy it closer to like $1.85 or $2. What's next?
All right, thank you for that look at TKO. Here we go. What do we have still left in today's bag? Just a couple minutes before we wrap the show. Let's try to knock out MATIC. MATIC for DLive user ears up.
Still looks bad. We are still below the baseline. We're starting to curl up here. This is nice, but there's nothing we can do with it right now. I say just leave it alone.
All right, leave it alone on that one. Any word asked, did I miss the ICP request? Yep, we did ICP a little while ago. Be sure to check out the replay and the timestamps. You'll easily be able to reference our look at ICP. Fat Chow on YouTube says, could you please take a look at Hex and VTHO? What are your price predictions? And thank you so much.
They're not price predictions. Don't call them that.
Yes.
I don't give price predictions. I give areas of resistance and support. I say where things might end up. I don't give price predictions. So I just want to make that really clear. I don't predict things with technical analysis. That's not how technical analysis works. Sometimes I may jokingly, say like, aha, just like, I predicted or something like that. You just get possibilities and stuff. It's not price predictions. It's not. Okay, we're just going to have to do this on Chartix. So. Man, you should really, really get the fuck out here. Like, super really get the fuck out. Before over here, I was pretty sure you should get out at resistance, but now I'm ultra sure you should get the fuck out of Hex here.
Yeah, look at all that price absorption.
Get out. Just for real. Find some place to short Hex. What's the other one?
VTHO.
That fan's going on overdrive, huh?
I guess. So this was originally where we were targeting for a buy zone. I think that's why we've got this right here. There's nothing we can really do with it for right now. We don't have enough momentum. I would be looking for at least a retest of, what is this area? $1.25, 1.3 cents. What's next?
All right, targets acquired. There you have it, dear user Fat Chow. An appropriate disclaimer. I think you started with regarding the price predictions, especially for a, relatively new user to the live chat. So, Fat Chow, hope you like that. Please do follow and subscribe. In the meantime, a user by the name of Easy Bro. Easy Bro says, can we take a look at Scale? SKALE.
No, we can't take it. We're crossed under right now, below zero on our oscillator. It just doesn't look that strong to me. See, we've got this break of the uptrend over here. I would be looking to pick it back up around like 15 cents, 14 cents. Retested this resistance, point of control. What's next?
Finally, 1 inch. The final request of the day is 1 inch for Easy Bro on YouTube.
All right, let's do one over here then.
It's like what it sounds like when the pilot comes on the airplane to tell you that they're going to have some turbulence.
Yeah. This is a long on our system, but I don't really like it while we're right here beneath resistance. We could still end up at $4.25. I could still see us push up in this area. We could also reject from right here and test back down here before we do that. I'd be cautious.
All right.
On the other hand, the rest of the market is moving up, so we could still move up here. Leg up, then leg down, guys.
All right. That's it, guys. We are 1 minute after 3. This is pretty much where we gotta wrap the show with another 2 hours in the bag. Week's almost over, guys. Thursday show's in the bag. Friday's coming up tomorrow. Saturday we're gonna have, well, possibly boxing, UFC for sure. Yes, we're gonna do it all. But that's it for today. Let's take a look here. Mr. Ether writes, oh shit, is it time to sell more Hex? Really? Yes, it is. You've been warned, Mr. Ether. I expected Mr. Ether to sound off based on Alex's thoughts on that Hex chart.
Really bad looking chart. A week ago, it looked like we could keep going. It does not look that way now.
That's for sure. Let's see here. A couple comments I'm going to read out, and we're going to move to wrap. Tricon32, thank you for the awesome breakdown. It's our pleasure as always. Electric, thanks as always, guys. Take care. Well, thank you. David Rice says his fans says it all. That's right. Bitcoin currently drooping. We're at 38,500. Ernest the Gaia says the Lifecoin hack stole all his VeChain. Sorry to hear your VeChain bags got jacked. That's highly unfortunate, but one of the many dangers and risks here in crypto land. Awesome show as always, says David Rice. Electric says later. Rhino TD says I gotta go, got kids to do daddy duties, and we'll see you all later. Thank you for the good show. And Crypto Husao, thank you for today. Jason Hope says thank you. All right, thank you guys so much. It's been a real pleasure holding it down this Thursday with you. My thanks again to analysts Alex and Jason over here. Just one quick reminder, guys, we do have the premium.cracking.cryptocurrency.com. If you do want to join what I think is the leading community, leading cryptocurrency community that offers just so much premium content, everything from our signals to our education material to our proprietary indicators, the Pathways to Profits course to teach you how to build a system and stop discretionarily trading and losing all your money. You can learn and gain so much as a trader over at premium.crackingcryptocurrency.com. You even get access to the Primo VIP members lounge in the Discord community. Trust me, it's worth every penny. Beyond that, we also have discord.crackingcryptocurrency.com. It's where I post the replay in the new content channel. Yes, we're back on YouTube. It's pretty easy to catch the video on demand replay. The timestamps I add to the description, usually within an hour of the show wrapping up. But if you do want to get the notification, if you do want to see the replay archived along with all the timestamps, I also post them in that new content channel in the Discord. All right, now that that's out of the way, we're going to move to wrap, guys. Much love to you all. Final words to our analysts.
Trade safely.
Yep, just make sure you're trading safely and managing your risk appropriately. I still think that we wander up here a little bit into the 40Ks, but we just don't know. We just have to let it play out the way it is.
Trade safe, don't get wrecked. Peace out.
Yep. Goodbye.